just fired up the stream. Do you see it? Thank you. Yeah, yesterday at approximately 2 p.m. they did issue a mandatory evacuation order, and Horsethief Canyon started to do its evacuations. My family and a few of our neighbors, we opted to stay, but it looks like about 2/3 of the community did evacuate. As of this morning, it appears that the mandatory order, there was an expiration of 6 a.m. They are letting some residents back in to allow them to get personal belongings that they didn't get yesterday, or medication, or the ones that were not able to get in last night. So there is that going on. As far as the fire is concerned, there's a hot spot that flared up within the last hour. It's right in front of me that I'm looking at right now. I do see some flames. The smoke has kind of laid down close to the ground, so it's very smoky. The temperatures are not as hot as they were yesterday at this time, but and winds are picking up out of the west. They seem to be about 10 miles per hour. This morning, the fire department has left and repositioned in other areas, such as Lake Elsinore. The McVicker Canyon area seems to be where the focus of attention is today. Oh, they deployed the planes, huh? No, it has changed today. As far as the planes, they deployed the heavy birds, such as the DC-9, at 6 a.m. this morning. So we started to see flyovers with the DC-9 much early this morning than we did yesterday. They didn't start their air attacks with the heavy birds until after 2 p.m. So it's very encouraging this morning that they're doing some really good action much earlier. Roadblock down at the entrance of the community. We have actually two ways in and out. Technically, there's a third, but it's a dirt road. Things are not looking too good right now. Pretty much the same thing that happened yesterday, where everything was relatively calm until roughly about 1 p.m., 2 p.m. ish. And everything would erupt, and it's like clockwork. It's happening again. So I don't know what that means for me, but I do know what it means for Lake Elsinore, and Lake Elsinore is not in a good situation right now. I just had got word of voluntary evacuations occurring in the Machado district of Elsinore, which is just below McVicker. So having said that, I'm going to try to get some updates on that. Now, there is an area of concern that I'm watching just to the right of the view that you're seeing. And my view is blocked a little bit by trees. So I can't really see if there's any flames, but the smoke plume is as dramatic as what you're looking at right now. So that does concern me. So getting a lot of smoke also coming from areas that had burned yesterday and last night off to the west. It may be that pockets that had not burned are flaring up. We'll have to see about that. So as far as what is playing out, as I'm sitting here right now, just in the last hour, we've had several hot spots start flaring up pretty dramatically, and it's appearing to flare up almost in the same manner as what happened yesterday. You know, the morning would start out relatively calm, the smoke was kind of laid down, hot spots were small, and then right after 12 noon Pacific time, which is nearing the peak heating of the day, the flare-ups would just get very dramatic, and it appears that that's what's happening right now. So I don't know what that means as far as for, you know, what holds for the rest of the day, but air attacks have been happening a lot earlier today than they did yesterday. So hopefully the air attacks that had occurred this morning are going to make a difference for what's happening right now compared to yesterday. The wind is blowing almost 20 miles an hour out of the west. If you're watching on the stream right now, this area right here that's Lake Elsinore, where that black plume of smoke is heading. Unfortunately, the people of McVicker Park and Machado districts of Lake Elsinore are in a pretty bad situation right now. That is not expected to make a run for me. What is expected to make a run is an area that is out of view off to the right. I will try to get a camera view once there's an opportunity, but right now just know that in this area here where there isn't any smoke, the flames may start to appear in there, and that's the area that I'm most worried about. So that's where it is right now, folks. Well, we're a lot more prepared today than yesterday, just because we had enough time to get all our provisions ready in our vehicles in case we had to forcefully leave in the event that the fire became catastrophic. So today, with everything in place, it's just a matter of grabbing our car keys and jumping in our vehicles and taking off. We have everything secured in the house. It's just a matter of getting the signal and leaving. So we're a lot better prepared today than yesterday. Well, you know, unfortunately, there's not a lot of word on the street. Most of the community is evacuated. It's eerily quiet. The only sounds that we hear are the airplanes, the air tankers, helicopters, and that's the only thing that we hear right now. So there's not a lot of movement. A few of the neighbors that have left behind are standing in front of their homes. I'm looking up the street right now, and I see a group of neighbors looking up at the mountain just like I'm doing right now. There's a couple of my neighbors next door and down the street that we keep coming back and forth, but all we're doing is we're talking about the situation that's occurring right in front of us. We're not hearing a lot that's coming from any other sources, such as law enforcement or fire department, unfortunately. Get supplies. Did we really need it? Did we really need it, though? Yes. Look, they came down the hill. No. We do have an exit card. If we have to go, I just bring the stuff back over the fence. No, I'm going to wait. Dude, no, it's... Dude, I'm going to tell you the situation. Most of the morning, there was no ash. The winds were blowing out of the east. The monsoon flow is coming in, so the prevailing mid-level winds are coming out of the east. But every now and then, there's been pushes from the west. So we'll watch the smoke plumes tilt west, then east, then west, then east. So there's a battle right now. There's confluence going on, and there's a battle with that. So he said, we talked to that. He said, fire's going to make, and that's what they told me, fire's going to make it to the freeway. Once it gets to the freeway, it's going to stop. It's going to stop. Because, unless it looks like that.
Oh, the arms are on.
All right, I was probably... All right, guys, I don't know how many of you are watching, but our situation has become, somewhat critical. We're packed and ready to go, but there's a couple of scenarios that could be okay for us. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of criticism for not moving out, and I get it and I understand. But I'm here. And where I'm situated, there's enough buffer between the fire and me right now, at least what I'm looking at straight ahead and what you're seeing in the stream. But off to the right, about 1,000 feet away, is burnable material as well. If the fire has already reached down to the Horsethief water tanks, the fire turns to the west at the water tanks, then it will be able to follow the dry creek bed and head downhill adjacent to the perimeter of the neighborhood and be within 1,000 feet of my house. If it continues, which it most likely will, if it does that, it will reach Interstate 15. What could potentially happen at that point is the fire could turn east at the corner of the neighborhood and start consuming the 55-acre wildland area behind my house. That will mean the fire will be right up to my fence line. Judging by the air attack, I am predicting that they know this scenario is possible and that they will do frost check drops either along the creek bed or along the perimeter along the creek bed and then along behind my fence. So I may have frost check drops literally behind my house, which will be a barrier. Once that happens, and let's say the fire does burn, and it burns through that 55-acre field, the only direction that it can go after that is up to Interstate 15 as well. And then it doesn't have anywhere else to go except jump the freeway, which may not happen because there isn't a whole heck of a lot of high winds. There isn't any high winds at all, but there are embers. So I've got a lot of thinking to do. I will keep the stream up as long as I can, as long as there's power in the house. There's still power in the community. I will keep the stream running. I do have auxiliary power, so if I have to, I'll use that. But I just want everybody to know that I will not jeopardize my life or my family's life. So I know where the point of no return is, because where the fire is coming down, my escape route is opposite of that. So I have a quick exit at the snap of a finger, because we are loaded and ready to go. So that's where I'm at. I'll let you all know what goes on in a few minutes.
Yeah, you guys, and look, that one to the right is spreading too. I think we should get our stuff ready.
Yeah, you know what, honey? We have to go. We have to go.
We don't want to risk it. I mean, and if they're dropping.
Yeah, McVicker. Here, I need to make a run for the truck, so.
Are you gonna do it?
Yeah.
Is the cop there?
I don't know now. He probably isn't.
Where'd you go?
Huh?
Where did you go?
What do you mean, where did I go?
You rode your bike?
I just parked my bike in the back. I didn't put it in the garage.
Bike?
My bicycle.
Oh, where did you go?
No, I went halfway down. Earlier, I went halfway down.
Too stuff to be.
The fire is already at Mountain Road. It already made it to the road.
Where are the fire trucks?
They're there. They're at Mountain Road.
Yeah.
But see, that could be the backfire.
Yeah.
That could be the backfire that they started. That might not be the actual fire. That's probably the backfire. Folks, this may be the last stand right now. The fire is starting to wrap around my community on the east and southeast side. North side is already this is maybe where I cut it off right here. I don't know when I'll be back. I'm gonna make sure my family is safe first. My neighbors are still gonna stay at the last second. I'm trying to make one last decision. We're just going to make sure that all we have to do, all we have to do is make sure we turn our keys on and we go. Guys, there's a long line, everybody's leaving.
See? We better go.
Hold on, honey. Don't panic. So, keep the camera on just a few more minutes as I load my vehicle, and then I'll let you know what happens. This wind is actually bad. This wind is not good. Dave, gosh. Well, guys, just found out that the fire is over 10,000 acres now. It's probably more than that, but it's growing as we speak. There's a pressure going on right now. All aircraft has been grounded due to the erratic winds. So that's the latest. So there's a community next to us called Sycamore Creek. A couple down this way, and the fire is wrapping around Sycamore Creek. On the east side of Sycamore Creek is the area that I'm pointing toward. There's approximately about a 2-mile buffer right now. However, there's a community behind this bluff right here, behind this ridge. There's a valley back in there with a community of ranches and manufactured homes. It has to get through them before it gets to me. We hope it doesn't have to get through them at all. But that's where it stands right now. Yeah, I'm at a loss for words. I'm back again. Just wanted to point out the amount of smoke and ash that there is. There are ashes everywhere. I mean, everywhere. You walk, when your feet hit the ground, it just puffs up. We open the cars, the ashes literally just get sucked in. The interior of our vehicles are just caked in ash. It's horrible. There's gonna be a lot of cleaning to be done. I hate dirty vehicles. I'm pretty OCD with my cars. But right now, who cares? I see it glowing. Generally where this palm tree is, it's glowing pretty brightly. I don't know if you could see it. Over here is probably out of view. Well, it is out of view. I see torching going on, but that's on the side of the mountain. That's not an immediate concern with me. I've been seeing that for 3 days. It's a lot closer, but my concern is behind this ridge, behind this bluff right here. It's a pretty good. It's about 800 feet, maybe 1,000 feet to the end of my street. It's a cul-de-sac. Behind the fence is a dry creek bed. Only runs when water runs during the winter when it rains. It's probably about another 1,000 feet from there to the edge of that hill. So it makes it about, the hill makes it about roughly a third of a mile. About a third of a mile, maybe a little more, between here to there. Whoa. Yeah, I'm so cool. Wow. Where's my phone? Yeah, we're now active to go. We are just literally just waiting.
Okay. Yeah, what's up?
It was literally a dire situation.
You have to go down to Bonds. Okay, yeah, I understand. Okay, well, we'll be the...
Right now, the only thing that I need...
Well, we're looking at the hills
to
over
stay.
right behind our
All the
house,
hotels are...
and they're just massive flames.
up.
Right? Yeah, we're looking at it right
prices,
now. So.
And we do not want to go to the evacuation center because we're not into sleeping on cots if we don't have to. So we're going to try to find a place to stay and we'll try to figure something out.
I've never seen okay, you guys get on the freeway safe, and again, you know, kind of keep an eye out, see what you see, and then get there.
I know.
I don't know how long we're going to be able to wait here. So
We do have a lot of friends that are offering help to stay, so we're going to consider one of them.
Right.
But thank you.
yeah.
That all the time. Okay, everyone, the area that you see right up here behind those palm trees and all that, that's the fire approaching, as I had been mentioning. All right, I don't know who's on, but I'm just going to do a quick update. Still watching this ridge line, waiting for the fire to arrive. Oh, by the way, my wife and my younger son had already left. We got a hotel room for tonight down in Temecula, so they left. My older son is still here with me, and I'm with several of my neighbors. We're going to do a just a last stand on this last ridge, and you know, we're going to play it smart. We're not going to stay here and kill ourselves, but we're going to stay here and basically assess the situation as it's coming. But vehicles loaded with the other half of the stuff that we have. Like, I've got two vehicles in my driveway, loaded, keys, everything ready to go. We've got everything. All we have to do is jump in, turn the engine, and we're gone. Obviously, I have to disconnect all this, so I'm going to need about 5 minutes. So, but you know, I'm playing it smart. But I'll continue to have the camera pointed at this ridge line here, and you guys will watch it to the very last second as that unfolds, because that is going to be the last stand. Now, it might be, you know, the winds are blowing pretty good. They're blowing about 15 to 20 miles an hour out of the west. 20 miles an hour is pretty fast. It's just gusting, quick, short bursts of gusts to about that, maybe 18 miles an hour, 10 to 15 roughly. But that was enough. I think we did have up to 20 mile an hour winds. Oh, well, just as I look that way, is it breaking through? All right, guys. Well, it looks like we've got a breach heading down our way, so I'll be right back. Yeah. Ways to go, but that looks like that's you know, when you go down Bosley, you know how you go down Bosley and you know, the property that's on the right hand side after the sandbag place, that mansion that's up there, is that burning? Yeah. Make sure Jason brings that laptop. He has something in his. Oh, get the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi. Get the Wi-Fi password for the hotel.